Hello, back again to do another unboxing and review. So, continuing with my Beyblade Burst series, this is yet another top. In fact, it's an upgraded version of a top that I've already covered, which was the Wyvron, and this is the Wyvron W2. So, let's go ahead and check out the specs. I brought back this is the spec card for the Wyvron regular. And if we do a side-by-side comparison, you can see that the Wyvron W2 does in fact have a total of 1 point more than the Wyvron regular. However, that doesn't mean that they just added an extra tick on defense and said, okay, that's it, W2. In fact, the Wyvron has a considerable shifting around of attributes. So here, I'll put this up and you can go ahead and see for yourself. Some things have been slid around. Noticeably, right off the top, you see that the Wyvron W2 has 2 points for attack, where the Wyvron regular doesn't. And then there's some other pushing things here and there. But overall, the Wyvron ends up coming out as somewhat of a different top. If we just look at this, I haven't tested it yet, but this change-up is a lot more than, we'll say, for the Kerbis. The Kerbis K2 just had one extra checkpoint on one of the categories. So this one's a little more of a different animal from its regular version, at least by the specs that they give us. We'll see if it actually turns out that way in the arena. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open this up here. Okay. Alright, so get out the top, the energy layer. So here's the energy layer. And of course we have the icon in the middle, seen as it is a tier 2, a W2 in this case. Okay, now for the forged disc, or the metal ring. Okay. And last, the performance tip. Okay, so now let's compare it with the regular Wyvron. So here's the regular Wyvron. So we'll start off with the energy layer, side-by-side comparison. So W2 on the left, and the regular Wyvron on the right. So what can we notice here? Okay, so first, probably the most obvious thing is these hooks right here. These are more they're more prominent than they were on this one. This one seems to have pretty much all equal length hooks, as where this one has two that seem a little more aggressive. And let's see, let's count points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 versus let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 and yeah, so 1, 2, 3, and then 4 top 7. Okay, so this one has an extra hook. All right, and then what else? Let's do the size. They're pretty much the same. Yeah, I'd say diameter-wise they're the same, just about. The W2 might be a tad bit bigger, but overall I'd say they're the same in diameter. Okay, so and on the bottom of the energy layer, you can see the W2 has more of this purple, I don't know what you would call it. It seems to have more structure. There's just more of the purple stuff than there is on the regular one there. Okay, so moving on, let's go to the forged disc. Alright, so again on this side, here's W2, and this is regular. So, okay. Alright. So, if you see here, it has these little sections that kind of like I don't know, somewhat squares, but kind of triangular pointing down. See those? These actually seem to extend lower. So you can see there's the main ring going around, and these protrude down a little lower. As we're on the regular one, they were all, you can see they don't go down beyond here. They all stay above that. So also this one has porting. You can see the holes in there, as where this one had none of that. So let's also see if the one's bigger than the other diameter wise. I don't know, I'd say they're roughly the same. So, but this one, obviously you can just probably see it. This one here is smooth. I mean, it does have some details carved in there, but this one, actually, those little things do stick out just a bit. So I'd say this is a little more aggressive of a ring than that one. Okay, and last but not least, the performance tips. W2, regular. I'll put them side by side here so you can see. Wow. I think these might be the same, actually. Except for the color, of course. But if you look, they seem to have the same design. They have that. And then, yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's any difference here. Well, okay, if there is, it's not very obvious. From right now, I'm pretty much going to say they're identical. Yeah. Okay. All right. So before we get to the arena, I just wanted to show you the two put together side by side. So W2 here, regular here. Okay. Okay. So before we start, just give a quick review of the test method I'm using to test these tops. So here's the Valtrek V2. And what we're going to do is we'll pit the regular Wyvern against the V2, and then we'll go ahead and put the W2, or the upgraded Wyvern, against the same Valtrek V2. So essentially it's going to be how well they can last, or hopefully beat, the Valtrek. I'm doing this as opposed to pitting the two Wyverns against one another. Since these are both defensive tops, it wouldn't be a very interesting battle, most likely. And also, since the W2 is an upgraded version, it would be kind of an unfair fight. So, it's going to be a test of survivability versus the same opponent here. Okay, so, and we'll start with, of course, the regular Wyvern here. And since, the V2 will be dropped in second. So, regular Wyvern, Valtrek V2. Okay, well, yeah, get all those pieces, knock them all out. All right, so that's there's no explanation needed right there. Valtrek V2 just demolished regular Wyvern. Okay, we'll give regular Wyvern one more chance. And then we'll step it up to the W2. So put Wyvern back together here. Yeah, this I am liking this exploding top business. So this burst, I'm liking it more and more the more I get to use these things. Okay, here we go. Repeat. So here we go again. Regular Wyvern, Valtrek V2. Yeah, it doesn't get any more definitive than that. Valtrek V2, clear winner. And this time, actually, look, he blew all the pieces of Wyvern out, just except the metal ring. So, yeah. Okay, we're going to have to step it up. Wyvern is going to need help, so let's go up to his upgrade version, and let's see if he can survive more than, 3 seconds? Okay, so, onto the W2 Wyvern. I got it loaded up right here. And now Valtrek V2. Okay, well, Valtrek won that, as you can see. However, Wyvern W2 did not explode, and he just got kind of tossed into the pit there. So, still not a victory, but not nearly the defeat as the regular Wyvern took twice in a row. Okay, so let's reload up here.
and go again. So here goes the Wyvron W2. Challenger. Well, okay. So that was a double KO there. Double burst, whatever you want to call it. So this, what does it stand at? So V2, or the Veltrek V2, is still in the lead. So it's 1-0 so far. So now I gotta put these guys back together. Okay, so here we go. Third round. Wyvron W2 versus Veltrek V2. Here we go. Okay, so, well, this is Veltrek V2 for his second, so that would be now 2 out of 3. So I guess I'll call him the winner. However, and also that was a good round because even though my launch wasn't really good with him, and you saw it originally went off to the edge, he came back and still went ahead and got his victory. So let's talk about Mr. W2 Wyvern here. Well, he's still in one piece. That's good. And it seems that he's doing a better job defending than his regular Wyvern. Like, again, he's still alive, even though he got knocked into the pit. So we're going to go do one more round, even though at this point, of course, if we were doing best 2 out of 3, it would go to Veltrek right now. However, we'll do one more round with, just to see if Wyvern can, maybe W2 can get a victory here, and not just a double KO. Oh. Okay, so here we go. Wyvern. Okay, well, there you go. That's it's a victory for W2. More of a defensive, not quite as explosive, but let's reload up and go for one more round here. Here we go, our 2 wins. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if Wyvron W2 can do it yet one more time. Make sure I got him in and give him the best chance possible. Make sure I got him loaded up. Okay, here we go. Alright, so okay, Wyvern gets his second win, and again, it's similar to his previous win, which is just staving off his attacks and just basically outlasting and doing some defense as well. So from all the matches we just saw there, this is obviously an upgrade over the regular Wyvern. However, if the attack comes too strong right off the top, at the beginning of the round, it seems that he can't make it. But if the opponent uses up a lot of energy, then when it gets to the later middle to the end of the match, Wyvern W2 seems to be able to hold his own. So, yeah, I would still select this top. Of course, if this is an attack versus defense. But if you're going to go with a Wyvern, I would just go straight up to the W2, as you saw how not well the regular version lasted. Alright.